Well, Margot, did you survive the big ice storm of 2015?
Wow, that was something. I'll never forget that. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was one of our crazy weather events 10 years ago. It's hard to believe it's 10 years ago.
Wow.
So if you are thinking of moving to Crossville, you just need to be ready to get on the roller coaster of crazy weather. 10 years ago, we had an ice storm, trees down, power out. I live barely out of the city limits and my power was out for 5 days. What about you?
Mine was only out for 2, but other parts of TNZ, they were out for a week or more. It was pretty wild. And because I had power, I had a lot of people staying with me. My Aunt Patsy, she was in her 80s. The power was out. She had a gas fireplace. She wanted to rough it out. So 2 of her lady friends came over, they're all in their 80s. They were gonna rough it out with her fireplace. It's like, okay, whatever you wanna do. 2 o'clock in the morning, she calls me, we're freezing.
Yeah, thankfully we had a wood stove and a gas cooktop, and so we fared pretty well. My dad had a generator that we hooked up to our refrigerator and freezer.
Oh yeah, that's good.
But after that, I think there was a big rush on whole house generators.
Oh yeah, Generac sold everything they could get. But a lot of people have them, now.
It did kind of, cement the fact that you need a secondary fuel source of some sort, though, because,
you need to be prepared.
I don't live out in the sticks, and I didn't have power for 5 days. So some of the people who live way out in the county and more of remote areas where,
it was a lot.
1 or 2 people on a road that was not the top priority for VEC, they were out for, I think that maybe the top was 9 or 10 days. I can't remember for sure. I think it was 9 or 10 days.
Close to 2 weeks. But that's, we had ice.
Yeah.
Thick ice all through the county. I think a lot of the state had ice.
Yeah.
And with the ice, the tree limbs came down and when it, broke all the electric wires.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And it was, that's not normal.
Poles down, wires down.
Yeah.
And it took a while.
It was shocking. You heard chainsaws every day, people clearing just the roads to get out.
Yeah.
But that was kind of cool to see how the community came together. You had a chainsaw.
Very true.
You were out there cutting your neighbor's trees that were over the road or their driveway or on their house.
Yes. Yeah, most of the tree clearing was probably done by individuals. They just, I know my husband was out with his tractor and his chainsaw clearing our road and neighbors' driveways. Everyone did.
You were checking on people. You didn't even know who they were, but you were checking to make sure they were warm.
Yeah, I've heard stories of people going around delivering food because they were worried about elderly neighbors who couldn't get out and didn't have the means to cook. So, it was nice to see the community come together.
It was.
And that's typically what happens here. Any kind of disaster, people just step up and help each other.
Yeah. Well, even when it's cold here, we had 2 inches maybe of snow this week. Schools closed, businesses closed. They just said, please stay home and be safe.
Yeah.
It was that kindness and thoughtfulness that you have here.
Right.
That it's different than, a big city or.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing about a good snow day is just everything stops.
Yeah.
And you're not expected to be anywhere.
No.
So it's not like living up north where it's just a normal day.
Yeah, you still have to go to work. No, here you're like, no.
And so, we talked about our crazy weather this year. Let's talk about our roller coaster we've had just from Christmas this year.
Well, let's see. I've had so many layers of clothes on. You could only see my eyeballs and it was very hard to walk. To wearing t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah, literally we were almost 70 degrees for 2 days in February.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
And that came from almost 2 weeks, not 2 consecutive weeks, but almost 2 weeks in January where we didn't get above freezing. So
that was rough.
Yeah. And so my kids were out of school for, counting Christmas break, my kids were out of school for 4 weeks. 2 weeks for Christmas break, 2 weeks after they were supposed to go back because of snow and cold weather. And so they used up all of their snow days. And We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, it started off cold in January. By the end of January, we were back up in the 50s, and by the first week of February, we were almost 70.
Yeah.
So, and then, we've had the more typical winter weather for,
30s, 40s.
Yeah, I think our daily high should be in the 40s. And so that's pretty much where we've been. So,
And 40's not that bad because you get that bright sunshine,
Yeah.
blue sky day, and that doesn't bother me.
no, that's not too bad.
7 degrees, that's cold.
This morning was a little cool. It was, what was it at your house? I think I heard somewhere it was like 4 degrees this morning.
Yeah, I saw it when it was 7 because I realized I looked out the window and saw like the lake was halfway frozen overnight.
Yeah.
And I was like, it must be really cold out there. So
But then
7.
I think by Tuesday, it's going to be almost 60 again. So just hang on for the ride, and hopefully spring is almost here.
Yeah, keep those shorts and flip-flops available for those days we get during the winter.
Yeah, you just keep all 4 seasons.
Hey,
Well, come for a visit and check out this crazy weather.
and keep watching our channel.